And that is right, people. Raise a glass, bring your drinks, sit back, relax, like, subscribe, share, all of that, because I, of course, the golden one, Ricky Gold. This right here, the Reigning Rock podcast. My co-host, of course, as always, is with me, the wise man himself.
How's it going?
Okay, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Along with chatting with you, I'm just keeping a little bit of eye on the Liverpool. So multitasking.
Football boring. Anyway, I'll watch the World Cup and Euros, and even that I get bored at. It's like, ugh, no. If it's not wrestling, boring. Anyway, let's get to the first thing here, which is is Ian still the champion, or have I took it away from him? Have I snatched it away, or has Ian still got it round his waist after Dynasty, heading into Backlash next week? And the answer to that question is... That is right. Still your reigning defending undisputed podcast champion is Ian, getting more predictions right than me after Dynasty. Can he keep it through Backlash next week? Not Clash of the Castle.
Backlash, and then it's King and Queen, the Ring, then Double or Nothing, then Clash of the Castle.
Yeah. Battleground and so on and so on.
Oh yeah, Battleground as well.
So let's get to the first thing here, which is, as always, so what's cooking at the table, what we've been up to. I've been up to quite a bit. The gym, as always. The crafting I go to, I made a couple of bits. AEW Dynasty card, not my own wrestling cards, because why not? This picture, I like this picture, but got like fake diamonds on it. It's The Rock's eyebrow, and Brahma Bull, of course. Who else would it be? Also got some
cartoons.
Also got some wrestling t-shirts today.
They're very cartoon-like.
Ian has. He's back. So I got some wrestling t-shirts today, so I'll show those. 4, taking my total now to 324. So just 41 away from him, one every day of the year. So, Randy Orton.
And I figured you were more a Reigns fan.
Kevin Owens. Speaking of your tribal chief, of course.
Ricky Knock by one Roman Reigns shirt.
Shield. And last but not least, of course, your tribal chief. Big Dog Reigns, but still, it's Reigns. And did try to get Clash of the Castle tickets this morning. Too expensive. I'm going to try again on Friday. Whether they'll be the same price or not, I don't know. Apparently, there's solo tickets on Friday. I don't know if that's true. I'm happy with just going to the pay-per-view. I'm not that fussed about SmackDown. I would like to go to SmackDown, but not that fussed about missing it. Ratings won't be there, so it's only going to be filler anyway. And if I don't go, WWE's back in Manchester in October, and I can afford it, get one of the meet and greet tickets. Or 450 quid. But if I can afford it, I'll get one of those. You get to picture by the ring, ramp, meet wrestlers, front row seat, hologram ticket, and the mini belt side and the boxy side. So you get a lot for it, but it is expensive. So we'll see. But hopefully I can get a ticket Friday. If not, fine. But the tickets are from 350 quid. So if that's obviously Raw, so that's SmackDown and Clash of the Castle, but so that's 175 for Clash. So I don't mind paying that to $2.5 grand, and they will go. People will buy them. Just shows the demand for WWE. People will spend $2.5 grand on it. Anyway, enough about me. What have you been up to? Anything interesting since last Wednesday, Friday?
No, been quite.
You went out there. Say that again. Say that again. You went out there.
I said it's just been a normal week.
And I believe that you're going on holiday to Amsterdam in June. Are you going to miss Raw, SmackDown, all of that?
Yes, 2 months ago.
Ugh.
Heck, still, like we're living in the dark ages.
I do not miss wrestling at all. I don't care. I don't care if I was in the middle of the desert. I don't care if it was in the middle of the desert. If there's a pay-per-view on, I'm watching it. Now, on holiday, I've watched pay-per-views before. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, usually just check the results. If something good happens, I'll watch it. But at least I'm checking the results. Rather than just completely not watching it at all. But again, I live and breathe wrestling. So the next thing here, of course, is this. So movie talk. Now, last week I said The War of Fear. It's The Wages of Fear that I watched on Netflix. So I just got the title of the name film movie wrong. But also other movies I watched last week. Woody Woodpecker Goes to Camp. So basically Woody Woodpecker 2. Not as good as the first one. I much preferred the first one. Have you seen the first Woody Woodpecker movie?
I have not seen it. I've not seen either one.
Fair enough. I'll sit and watch anything. Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. Much better than the first.
I thought you were going to watch that one.
Much better than the first. And then the film I watched on Monday. I forgot. Firestarter on Netflix with Zac Efron in. So that was a decent film, but
Firestarter. Oh, the girl for that was nominated for a Razzie Award.
It was decent.
That was the film where that girl nominated for.
It was okay, nothing special. But
actress. Old and they got into trouble for that.
But I believe you went to see Monkey Man. I think, have I got that right?
Yes. But if you like with a bit of Black Panther and Kill Bill, I strongly knackered.
Two things. One, you keep going in and out, and two, I'll watch that on Fire Stick. And because I don't go to the cinema and pay for water when I can drink water at home for free. Like, talk about wasting money. or I would sneak food in. How come you don't sneak food in?
I never think of doing that. Some people I know do that.
I guarantee if you took food and they saw you eating it, they wouldn't bother because people do that all the time. So
all I buy is just a medium popcorn and a bottle of.
So Walter Free popcorn, how much is it from Asda? About £1. Okay. So it would cost me £1 to watch it at home if I was doing that. Anyway, each to their own. Fine. I'll probably watch that on Fire Stick, like I've said. I've been to a wrestling show, bought a little bit of merch. I'll show that in a second. I've got a picture to show, but I will play this.
Hello.
So, of course, Wrestling Days Out with Ricky Goldman, LWF Slamaganza. We had not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 title changes. That's right, 4 title changes. Picked up a little bit of merch, the brand, a bottle, and with them. So I'll show. There we are. So I stand with the brand.
Our good friend Rob Brand.
Ryan Law. I don't know who Rob Brand is, so you made that person up. But Ryan Law.
Ryan Lowe, our good friend of the show.
But yeah, 4 title changes, good show. And my next one is this Sunday. So I've got another show. And then May 5th, and did you watch Gladiator? Did you watch all of Gladiators?
Haven't seen that yet. To catch up on that.
Big fan.
During the UK tour.
So Wesley, or Ensirico, as he's known as a wrestler, he's going to be there and be doing a meet and greet, so that'll be cool. So let's play 1 ad of 2. So everybody, 7 people watching now, get your comments in, like, subscribe, and enjoy this. And then we get some wrestling chat. So play this somewhere. So that is right. Proximities, Goldman's, as always, if you can't buy a t-shirt, get it shared, get the word out there. And my socials on screen right now. So take a good look at that, write it down, take a screenshot, do what you need to do. So the next.
Did you see the pictures of Apollo? Ricky.
What about him? Apollo Crews, I'm guessing.
From Gladiator. Appearing at one of the shows.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
He helped Ricochet with JD
McDonough. So WWE reaching out to gladiators because WWE understands it's good for business. It promotes gladiators. AEW would never do that. It's like, ugh. But
between the Gladiator TV shows, before he got on Gladiator, he of course was in TNA. He went to TNA after his time with Gladiator.
So this is up next. So wrestling roundup, as always, we start with AEW Dynamite. Wonderful. So in mixed tag team action. House of Black defeated Adam Copeland and Willow Nightingale.
Match they had at Dusty there, like I was expecting Julia Hart to win that one. House of Black as well to win that one.
The Elite knocked off Daniel Garcia and the Death Triangle.
Another warm-up victory for them. Another warm action now. I really think better now as a faction. I'm thinking it was a win for them leading into Dynasty. Most of the matches were obviously just a build to Dynasty. The Black or the Elite to get the wins there.
Your Wi-Fi is seriously bad this week, but we'll just...
I know.
We'll just go on anyway. Mariah May took the L to Diana Perazzo. I really have not much to say about it. Go on.
Like Mariah May, as always, I love Mariah May. She is absolutely good looking to look.
What's that got to do with the wrestling skill? She hasn't
got any. She's gonna take the loss.
She hasn't got any wrestling skill, but I don't know what that was. Wrestling skill. I don't know what that was. I've never seen her wrestle, so I don't know. But she's no Roman.
She has the stardom.
She's no Roman Reigns, so who cares? But I don't know what
her Roman Reigns like. I don't know say she's not Charlotte Flair.
Okay, then I don't know what her looks have anything to do with her wrestling skill if she's got any. I've really not much to say about any of these matches, by the way, as you can tell. But Shane Taylor was unsuccessful against Orange Cassidy.
And then got smacked in the head by lead to the tag match that happened at the buy-in with Cassidy and Shibata versus.
And concluding last week's Dynamite, picking up momentum heading into the pay-per-view, Will Ospreay 1, 2, 3 on Claudio Castagnoli.
Oh, it was a ITV4 again. It was absolutely a banger.
No, it wasn't.
And it looks
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a banger. How many people? How many people watched?
Between the Blackpool Combat Club and the DOMCAST. With all the stuff, like we're going into a feud between the Blackpool Club and the family.
Right, it wasn't a banger. How many people? Right, how many people watched? What was the ratings?
Many people watched and they did enjoy it. And for
no. The ratings was what? Was it over 1 million? No, it wasn't. So no, it wasn't a banger, was it? It really wasn't. AEW's never put on a
feud between the Blackpool Combat Club.
Don't care. I care about the rates. I care ratings, and AEW doesn't get ratings.
So
right,
they away for each other for a while.
Right, it wasn't a banger because it didn't pull in the ratings. So who cares? It wasn't. I guarantee. I even watching it, I know it wasn't. But I'll say a bronze. Your rating.
Silver. Right. So that Will Ospreay, Claudio, brilliant.
It wasn't. The ratings will tell you it wasn't. So SmackDown, which I thought was quite filler, unfortunately, but AJ Styles got the W against LA Knight, so we now know at Backlash, AJ Styles goes after Cody Rhodes and the undisputed WWE title.
Now that's a match I'm looking.
Of course you are.
Signing this Friday on SmackDown.
First of all, of course you are, because it's Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes could wrestle the great Khali. Look forward to it. Let's face.
But there's also history between Cody Rhodes and AJ.
I don't care. I care about that. And I care about that because is it Reigns? No,
here, message from Jordan, by the way. Who should be the first overall pick of the?
Well,
all champs are now protected, so I was going to wish you. So if I was going to pick someone for SmackDown,
Ian probably thinks Cody. He probably thinks Cody should be every pick, but it should be your tribal chief.
The interesting.
It should be your tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Well, first off, all the rules of the draft were announced today, and all the champions are protected, so none of them can be drafted. So Cody remains on SmackDown. So more likely, number one will be Roman Reigns or the whole Bloodline family.
But if it wasn't
SmackDown gets the first pick anyway.
But if the champions weren't protected, you would say Cody because Cody's greatness.
It would have to be Cody. Well, it would have to be Cody. Would be the first pick for SmackDown. Damian Priest would be the first pick for Raw.
Because non-draw, bland, boring, cookie cutter Cody, in your eyes, is greatness. In everybody else's eyes, they are already bored with him. Will AJ Styles, Cody be good? Yes. But we know he's winning. Predictable. Anyway, even though I spelt this wrong, I know what happened. Nick Aldis in the ring. Triple H came out. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory did. And we got brand new WWE Tag Team titles. Look much better than Raw, I think. Could use a bit of colour, but yeah, they're good.
SmackDown tag team titles. I think they look better than the Raw. But if I had to say, I'd say the SmackDown ones. And cool feel coming from these belts as well.
So in Fatal 4-Way action, Legado and Fantasma, AOP, New Catch Republic, and Street Profits coming out with the win. I'm going to get a tag team title shot or the Street Profits.
First team to start with, but I more likely see A-Town.
A-Town down what?
But now
right. Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman came out. Paul spoke. Solo and Tama Tonga destroyed Kevin Owens. Damn. I think Tama look like we'll talk about AEW's talent later on in news, but they use their talent like Edge going after a mid-card title. Like nobody cares. He could have easily gone after Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe would have beaten him. Big win for Joe. There you go. But instead, he's gone after a mid-card title. Like, who cares? Tama Tonga's come straight into the bloodline, a really hot faction. So,
yeah, the way that was done was just really good. Look for Kevin Owens, and you figured he split open. The blood is coming back into WWE, like first with the stuff with The Rock, and now
no. That was The Rock who did that. The Rock, because The Rock can do anything, because The Rock's on the board. He runs WWE. He brought back blood. Nobody else can they? Because The Rock can do what he likes. Kalito, that hasn't had much luck lately, came up short against Santos Escobar. I like the Santos, he's getting a push, but Kalito needs a win. Frozen. Hello? God. Really? Right, sorry about this, guys. Horrendous Wi-Fi. Right, give me a second. Presume that Ian's coming back on. But in the meantime, do get your comments in. Hi, mate, Ian. Hello, Ian. So I was going to say, get your comments in. Any questions? Did you enjoy Dynasty? Are you looking forward to Backlash and so on and so on? Right, maybe maybe stay off your phone because maybe that's a problem. I don't care about football. I don't care
I'm
about
not on the
Liverpool.
phone. I'm not on the phone. It's just a
You
technical
were.
glitch.
Okay, completely stay off it.
I'm off the phone.
Throughout
I'm on it.
right, throughout. There we
I'm not
go.
on it.
Maybe that's. I
You're
don't know if
not
that's
on
a
it.
problem. I don't know if that's a problem or not. But anyway, it might not be. But yeah. So don't you hear me before you went? But Santos, Carlito coming up short against Santos Escobar. I like that Santos getting a push, but Carlito needs a win.
And it's still Carlito's heel turn.
I think he needs to get drafted to Raw, really. But I
don't think that would work. I think for WrestleMania and his hope that he'd be picked.
Right, maybe.
Because Carlito's heel.
Let's move on to the
end. Just going back to the Bloodline story there. Going back onto the Bloodline story, have you heard Jacob Fatu's SmackDown debut?
Tomorrow, isn't it? Well, not tomorrow, SmackDown Friday.
No, apparently they're holding it back until after the draft, so it might be after the draft or after Backlash.
Or it could be on SmackDown. And then to end this last week's SmackDown, Bayley's first WWE Women's title defense ended by DQ. Tiffany Stratton beat up Bayley and Naomi. I don't care about Tiffany Stratton, really. I know people like her. She's bland as they come.
She has.
So good heel, but yeah, good. Yeah, decent SmackDown. I'll give it a rating of silver, and that's being generous. Your rating?
I'm going to say silver. I'm going to say silver as well. They worked with what they got while some of the talent is on the UK tour. I enjoyed LA Knight and AJ Styles. I enjoyed the women's match. It looks like we could be getting a triple threat: Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffany on SmackDown. Tours going on.
Backlash. Do it in a Backlash, not SmackDown. Backlash. Anyway, level up. I'll quickly go through this. So, all fresh matches, I believe. 2 women's matches, 1 tag team match. In the women's matches, Carmen Petrovic, 1, 2, 3 on Ren Sinclair. In the tag team match, Javier Bernal that seemed to can't get a win, and Drake Moreau lost against Tank Ledger and Hank Walker. I like them as a tag team. And Jadea Parker got a win for OTM as she defeated Carly Bright. I will say silver for that also. I like that when it makes sense. When wrestling makes sense, and that did for me. Now Rampage and Collision, I believe, was just 1. I don't know. Judging from the results, it looked like it was just merged together.
Being on the day after,
it just seemed to be just merged together for Rampage and Collision. Anyway, so I don't know what was Rampage, I don't know what was Collision, but here goes. So your opening match was Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe with the win against Action Andretti and Top Flight.
It was a warm-up match before their match at Dynasty anyway, so easy win for them.
CJ Esparza? Who? Who's that?
CJ Esparza, first one.
Some jobber. Anyway, he took the L to Powerhouse Hobbs.
To get warmed up for his match with Moxley tonight.
Who cares? Anyway, I won't be watching, as you all know. The Acclaimed surprisingly took a loss to the Guns.
To give them a bit of momentum going into the match they had at Dynasty there.
You feeling with that hurts my bloody ears. Anyway, the BCC in a bunkhouse brawl match defeated Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita.
Takeshita.
Him, yeah.
As some people call him. But no, that was actually a fun match now. Except for the promo amp up his match with Ospreay today.
And again, I don't know if this was Rampage Collision from the results. Like I said, it looked like it was just all merged together. Layla Hurst came up short against Sky Blue.
That'd obviously be a Rampage match.
Who knows? It just, let's say from the results, it just looked like they were just Rampage and Collision together. It's just like a, I suppose for AEW, a super show. Yeah. So I'll say the Guns getting a win was surprising. So I'll say I'll be very generous and actually say a silver. What rating would you give it?
For Rampage, I'd give a silver, especially for that.
Right then. I don't know if
Page.
Okay, right. So Dynasty's next, but let me just get the match order. Also the 0 hour. So Trent Beretta tapped out Matt Sydal. Okay.
Good match, good opening. You haven't seen Matt
It wasn't.
Lewis,
it really wasn't.
You have to sell,
it wasn't a good match. Easily a TV match.
You have to get
No
Trent
good
Beretta
match.
in this feud with Orange Cassidy, and then Chuck comes in with a decision to make, and then Orange Cassidy comes in.
It does kind of make me laugh that you don't admit the faults of AEW and make it out like it's perfection. Trent Beretta, Matt Sydal was okay. It wasn't a good match at all. It was easily a TV match. It was all right. It was nothing special. Didn't think, oh wow.
But like it was a match that was suited for this. It was more a match suited for the 0 hour. What the hell?
Who cares? It was easily a TV. All of them were TV matches. Every single one, all 12 matches, easily could be on a TV show on Raw, not Raw. Jesus Christ, Rampage, Collision, Dynamite. Wasn't a good match. It was okay. In tag team action, Orange Cassidy and Shia Bata claimed a win against Shane Taylor Promotions. This was okay, but yeah.
To give them something to do. Cassidy and Shibata feuding with best friends.
And to end the 0 hour pre-show buying, call it what you like, coming out with not one but 2 sets of tag team titles are the Bullet Club Gold. I'm glad they won. I felt that they needed that win. But going back to the tag team match before, very going back to Orange Cassidy, Shibata, very, very confusing. I had no idea who the legal, most of the time, who the legal man was. It was like, what's going on? This is shit. So, yeah. But yeah, the tag team match for the tag titles, that was decent. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was the best match of the whole hour now. I think the Bullet happened with Jay Wright recently, especially that terrible. They need to kind of really keep, since AEW owns Ring of Honor, they kind of need to keep the 6-man belt and defend on both brands, just for simpleness, really. A bit like.
You keep cutting out, but before we go into the main card, everybody get your comments in. We've got another Ian, by the way, in the chat. I don't know if he's still alive. So Ian in the chat, Jordan, and everybody else, continue getting your comments in. Have you watched the full card now, or still not watched it?
I've watched most of it, yeah, watched most of it, but I know the results anyway. But go on.
I'm not even an AEW fan, and I watched it. Again, it's wrestling. It's wrestling. Anyway, so your opening match for the main card. So Okada retain against Pac. Okay.
But now that was a good. Like, it was the right call to get Okada rematch, and he gets his moment at All In when we get to Wembley. I think
House of Black with a surprising win. I thought the Faces would win here, but they House of Black won against Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe.
They're a bit strong because they haven't won a feud in quite a while, so target Copeland for the TNT title, or one of them will target Mark.
Like, who cares about the TNT title? Like, poor Edge. Like, ugh. It elevates the TNT title because he's a Hall of Famer, but yeah. So in match 6, and before we go any further, the problem with every AEW card is they're 6 hours long. Way too long for pay-per-views. That's why WWE have cut back. WrestleMania used to be 6 hours, and now, okay, 2 nights. I get why it's 2 nights, money, easier to watch. You can have storylines, blah, 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 blah. All of that. It's mainly money, probably. But, like, 6 hours. And then there's the media scrum, which we'll get to in the news. Whatever you're feeling with is, I can hear it anyway. I don't know if it's you at the headphones, but then you've got the media scrum for an hour. So that's 7 hours. Like, who wants to watch 7 hours of wrestling? Like, even I don't.
You would if you did.
Anyway. No, I think the 6 hours is 6 hours is that's a third of a day. That's a quarter of a day. Like, that's a long time. And they're every time. If there was, like, let's say AEW do 10 pay-per-views a year, for example, and 4 of those were 6 hours, okay. But every single one. Anyway. So next match saw new champion crowned, should I say, and that is Willow Nightingale taking the TBS Championship away from Julia Hart.
No, she's just going to be a trans.
Yes.
She faces Mercedes Moné.
So
that's the sad reality of it.
So Mercedes Moné, so CEO is another word for boss. So she thinks she's the boss, but is going after a mid-card title. Okay, this is how AEW treat their talent, and like WWE, Tama Tonga comes.
It's because of the old history. Because Mercedes Moné's last match in New Japan was with Willow Nightingale for the Open Strong Championship. She got injured during the match, so something's going to happen down the line. So I say Mercedes is going to get this moment here, like, which is kind of a shame for Willow. She is pretty talented, so
I don't care about the history. The history will not pull in the ratings, but AEW treat their talent of going after mid-card titles, while Tama Tonga comes straight into and looks like a bloody beast in WWE. Good, like I said. So I think this was good for Willow, but yeah, she's going to lead it straight back to. She's going to lead to Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, call it what you like. But we'll get to her further in the news. Next up, a title was retained, and that title was the International Championship as Roderick Strong walked out, same way he came in after he defeated Kyle O'Reilly.
Good match, but it should have had a bit more build now to it. Now they only kind of built it for a couple of weeks there, so I think it was probably too soon to put Kyle O'Reilly in the match.
Typical AEW match, like zero build. Now Dynasty was good. Dynasty was good. I'm not going to say it was crap. They put on good pay-per-views, but they just don't follow it with Rampage, Collision, all that. That's the stuff they need to worry about. Dynasty was good, but yeah, zero build and way too much mat-based wrestling for me in this one. I'm not a fan of that. Another champion title changed hands, and that was the FTW title. Your new champion is Chris Jericho, taking that belt away from Hook.
Well, let's see what Jericho could do with this belt. Now, the question is, does Hook get a rematch, and does he win it again? Because there's all this talk that his contract is coming up to the end, and he's looking at exploring outside options. So does he get one more match, and then if the contract expires, does he take it, or does he just lose and just leaves and goes to wherever, whether it's WWE or the independents?
Do you think his gimmick would work on NXT?
I think it would if booked right. If booked right, like he could also get guidance from Shawn Michaels of where to go with the gimmick. He get guidance from Triple H.
Do you think Taz would? Do you think Taz would stay in AEW or come back to WWE?
You could possibly go with him if he is his own choice and he goes with him. I mean, like Regal left. It is possible Taz could leave.
Yeah, look at as you Regal left. You look at all this talent leaving. Now in WWE, Andrade, Punk. Okay, we know what happened with Punk, but still he left. Jay Cargill, Lexus King, Matt Hardy, and Matt.
But let's just see first if he decides to leave or he decides to leave AEW.
So if AEW is so great, why are all these people leaving? Sean Spears. What if it's so fantastically great? Why would he want to leave? It's obviously not that good. Now we know what happened. We know what was happening with Punk, but still, he did leave. And he was their biggest name at the time. Did you watch Chris Jericho Hook match?
I did. Yeah, it was fine. Like Hook really can hold his own.
Yeah, I thought this match was good. The finish with the baseball bat was good. Now this elevates the title, but it's really a title that kind of doesn't really exist. Like it's like The Rock having the People's Championship and him defending that. It doesn't really exist.
No, so like we'll see where they go with Hook now, leading up to the end of his contract if he takes the belt with him.
Yeah, well, I don't think Chris Hook wins it back, but anyway, up next in women's action, the AEW Women's Championship was defended. It was Thunder Rosa taking on Toni Storm, and yeah, this was good. Thunder Rosa looked good in defeat. Toni Storm still your champion.
She still sells that character well. Like I could probably see her. She's probably going to hold on to that belt until they get to Wembley, and if Jamie Hayter is returning, should be back by then.
If I'm booking it, Sasha Banks takes that title, but
because like there's still other people that should be featured. Like where's Britt Baker lately? Like she's disappeared off the face of the earth, although she's not back from injury.
Someone said on Facebook the other day, I don't know what word used. One second. I don't know what word. I don't know what word they used. I think it was the downfall of Britt Baker should be studied, something like that. And so I thought,
I saw
that. Next up in what people are called, oh god, these are the horrible, not horrible, weird marks that I'm talking about. That call Will Ospreay, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, the greatest match in US history. Not even close. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. It was a good match. Good match. Yes, it was good. I'm not going to say it was.
Ryan landing on his head now was very painful.
I'll get to that in a second. It was a good match. I'm not going to say it wasn't. But like fans chanting, "We're not worthy." Ugh, no. The injury at the end, that might be storyline. Possibly. It looks like it could be. Maybe. And Will Ospreay calling himself the best wrestler in the world? Hell no. Hell no. Until he comes to WWE, no. And until he main events Mania, no. Anyway, good match. I did enjoy it, but these marks saying, best match ever, no. Ladder match that saw a return, and we'll get to that return in a second. For the vacant AEW Tag Team titles, FTR, Young Bucks. Now, Dax Harwood, the Iron Man of this one, bleeding everywhere. Now, they botched when he did the pile driver. That botched. That looked nasty. But thanks to Jack Perry returning, you're brand new again. AEW Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks.
Well, Bucks and FTR, especially if ladders are involved. The addition of Jack Perry, obviously he's going to be part of their new EVP group with Okada and them. So heel Jack Perry should be interesting to watch. Like he got a lot of mixed hates in Chicago recently, so I think he'll do grand as a heel.
But he got a pop, which isn't good. Shouldn't be popping the heels now. Okay, Roman Reigns gets a poppy, but then
sure, Liv Morgan's going heel, and some more he could get a few pops.
Reigns gets a pop, but then Reigns is that damn great. How can you hate Reigns? Jesus Christ, 3.5 years of champion. How can you hate that? But yeah, Jack Perry got a pop. A lot of people are hating that. AEW doesn't build well-established heels. MGF got real heat, so but I can't think of anybody else that got legit heat that the fans absolutely hated. Anyway, into the main event that saw a brand new AEW champion. His name is Swerve Strickland, defeating the former champion Samoa Joe.
It was a big week for Black Wrestling now because NXT later, and you have Moose as the TNA champion. So it's been a good week if you're a Black wrestler. Like they'd say, more team title. The only thing with Swerve's reign is there's two ways this can go. I'd say the main event will feature Will Ospreay going for the title. So either A, they're going to keep Swerve back to Joe. So we'll have to wait and see what the next few months brings. But well done to Swerve. Mid-card in WWE to win a big belt. An interesting fact about the match.
Winning the AEW title isn't bigger than anything he did in WWE. He was Cruiserweight champion. If he won the 24/7 title, that's bigger than what AEW does because WWE is bigger. So, no.
He was the first black champion for AEW. An interesting fact about counted his pin against Joe was also the referee that counted his pin when he beat Bronson Reed.
So he's North American champion and Cruiserweight champion. So he had a much better
He never won the Cruiserweight title.
Yeah, did he not? Okay, then. He feuded for it. Did he not win it? Oh, okay, North American then.
He was in 205 Live, but
he feuded with Santos, so I thought he won it, but...
He faced Santos belt, but he never won the belt. He only won the... It much. He had one with Santos, and then Carmelo... He cashed in the Rising contract.
I don't remember. Don't remember.
It was the last few years of. It was the last few years of Black and Gold before they went to
the
breakout contract.
We will get to it when we discuss NXT, but when it was 2.0 and that horrible color scheme,
it was around. Hit Row got drafted to. He was around the end of the 2.0 era. Then Carmelo breakout star contract on him. Hit Row SmackDown, then they all got fired then a few weeks, and then back to WWE, and we know how
typical
things have happened. Top Dollars now on TNA. What's her name?
Beef out.
Was with the Pride and
anyway. Back to Dynasty quickly. I will say I don't generally don't like AEW. It's awful, but this was good. And I will give it a gold. What's your rating?
A gold for Ospreay and Danielson, the ladder match and the title match. It's great that the month of April.
So moving to Raw, which wasn't the greatest, but anyway, unfortunately, Raw's gone back to I was right. Raw's gone back to being average. Anyway,
I wouldn't say average. Like it was the same situation.
I said, as soon as you take away the stars, I said, as soon as you take away the stars, it goes average. No Rock, no Triple H, no Reigns.
There was a few stars missing, all right, but at the end of the day, they had to really work with what Hunter has to work with what he's got. When the rest of them were on the UK tour.
There wasn't any stars. None of these are stars, but you got no Rock.
No, there's no except well, apart from Becky Lynch, yeah, you're missing. You're missing Seth Rollins as well, but
no Becky Lynch outside. We've had this discussion. If I walk down the street and
tell
say,
that to people. Can you just say that? Tell that to all the people who made her a best-selling author with her new book. She's also been promoting the book, and she's promoting WWE on Irish
if I-
and American. And
If I walked down the street and said to any random person, name me a wrestler, they definitely aren't saying Becky Lynch at all.
But what if they say
I
Becky Lynch for those that saw the Late Late Show?
If I say name me 10 wrestlers anywhere in the world, not just one country, anywhere in the world, not one, any country. And if I said name me 10 wrestlers, guess what? They still won't say Becky Lynch. If I said name 20, they still won't say Becky Lynch. So no, not a star. Outside of WWE,
best-selling author.
outside of and how many movies did she make? So whoopee, right? Wrestling Marks have bought a book. Outside of WWE, no, they won't. How many movies has she made? Zilch. I don't. That then the ones straight to DVD don't count.
She has been on. I know she's on Marine. She would have been on Marvel when the pandemic happened. She's been on TV shows as well. Cindy Lauper and Young Rock.
Right, so two things. One, Marine 6 doesn't count. That was straight to DVD, and later on, me, you ain't watching that.
She would have been on Marvel. And she was supposed to be in the MCU, but her
and Young Rock, watched by wrestling fans, that show. So yes, wrestling fans know who she is.
Yeah, comedy fans.
No, wrestling fans watch Young Rock because it's about The Rock and mainly his wrestling career. So wrestling fans watch Young Rock. Wrestling fans know who Becky Lynch is. Any random person in the world? No, not a star. Unless she conquers Hollywood or becomes The Rock. Like The Rock.
Well, I don't think she's going to become The Rock now unless she gets a sex change and a lot of bull.
Okay.
So no, I don't think so, but she's a star the way she is.
Become a star like The Rock. All these big movies and he's...
she is a star for the women's wrestling. She's a star for the women's
Not
division.
The Rock. She's not The Rock's level.
Let's get to Rock. Let's talk more about Becky Lynch.
She's not The Rock's level and never will be. Ever. Because The Rock is on the board.
Yeah, but we're not comparing her to The Rock. She's the top.
The Rock is
probably the most successful women's wrestler in the world.
No. Charlotte Flair, definitely 14-time women's champion. So no, Becky Lynch isn't at all. Becky Lynch not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Why isn't Charlotte in any movies lately? She hasn't been in any movies.
She's been in one. It was called Sight, the movie, but I don't know. Anthony was in it, but Charlotte far more.
Becky has more acting experience anyway. Becky has more acting experience.
Not in Marine 6. Anyway.
But in other stuff she has actually. She was an extra on Vikings. She's been in show like Billions and Young Rock, so she has.
When she's had a string of #1 movies like The Rock, then she's a star. Until then, she's a nobody. A big star for WWE, yes. In the confines of WWE, she's a big name.
Yeah, outside, and what else did she also? And what else? Best-selling author, New York Times best-selling author.
So Wrestling Marks, is that Hollywood? Is that Fast and Furious? Is that, and The Rock will always be above Becky Lynch because he's on the board. He'll always be her boss.
I don't think she's worried about the board. I don't think she's worrying about the board. She's just good in the position she's in. She's done well for it. She's one of the most reliable talent they have in WWE.
Not a star, though. Inside WWE, yes. Outside WWE, if I say to my mum, name me 20 wrestlers, Becky Lynch won't come out of her mouth. So not a star. If the whole world doesn't know who she is, not a star. Anyway, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee in the ring, hyping up the crowd. That were cool. Jey Uso came out. Damian Priest did. Jenny McDonough, Kit Priest. Unfortunately, this is heading towards its ascension of the Judgment Day. He's gonna, God, poor Damian Priest. They're gonna split up. He's gonna lose straight back to Drew and remember his.
It's more likely they're saying that it's a bit of a bad look for the Judgment Day this week because Dom is with an undisclosed injury, so he's out for a while. Balor was on the UK tour. The good news is that he signed a new contract, a multi-million contract, so there's that big push coming up for Finn Balor. So it looks like they're splitting up the Judgment Day because JD McDonough really can't get a win for the group. So yeah, we're seeing that. We're more likely going to see Damian Priest and Finn Balor in a feud somewhere down the line now that he's signed a contract.
No, I see him lose it straight back to Priest, back to Drew. Clash
Yeah, but I don't think that'll be his only reign. If Hunter has faith in him, then it won't be his only
Yes, it
reign.
will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. He's not feel any from being champion. He just feels like, oh, he's got a belt. That's it. Anyway,
he's won the belt. He hasn't defended yet, so let's just see how he gets through. He'll get through the first match. So let's get through that.
It doesn't feel any. It feels no different whatsoever. It just feels like, oh, he's got a belt. Whoopee. Like I said, belts are just a prop. They don't really win or lose. Anyway, this was a decent opening segment. Obviously, we do know now at Backlash, Uso goes after Priest's title. What did you think of this opening segment?
I thought it was fine. Like, it did set up the potential dissension in the Judgment Day with and now Dom and Rhea are both injured. So next week we're having Priest and Balor's back, and him and Priest are going to team up with McDonough to take on Jey Uso, Ricochet, and Andrade. We'll get to that later, how that came about. So yeah, I can see that we're starting the dissension of the Judgment Day, so that we can start to see Damian Priest break out on his own. Because I'd say, like, he's ready to handle himself on his own. Like, he's good on the mic, he's good in the ring, he'll be grand. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing with Finn Balor now. Finn Balor has signed a new contract. A lot of people thought he'd go to AEW because Okada is there. But no, he's re-signed, so he's obviously got that promise push from Triple H.
He'd only be lost in the shuffle at AEW. He'd be like everybody else. Get a couple of 2-week push and that's it. And then forgotten about. Like Tony Khan would quickly forget about him like he does the rest of the roster. So yeah, Jey Uso Priest should be a good match, but we know he's winning that.
Jay's not ready for that spot yet, but yeah, Priest has to retain on that one.
Give me a second here. 1 second. So, what was the first match? I forgot.
Awesome Truth versus DIY.
Oh yeah, that was a good match of the World Tag Team. Yeah, the tag team titles. The tag titles being worn. They look better being worn, I think. Still not as good as still not as good as SmackDown, but they look better being worn. Yeah, good match. I thought DIY was actually going to do it, but Awesome Truth retain.
No, it's too soon. I think like the more reaction was on Awesome Truth than it was DIY, and then Ciampa walks back, and then there's a backstage interview later on, and Ciampa's not happy. He's walking up. I'm hoping for a heel turn with DIY. They're going to do it the same way what they've done with Candice and Indy. Like, Candice will get more aggressive, so Ciampa will get more aggressive, and now Indy is starting to fall in line, so maybe Johnny falls in line. Like, they're both good at being heels, so maybe we're getting a heel form of the Way coming up.
They were healing.
They were heel for a bit, yeah, and then that was mostly because they were heel for a bit, but that was because Gargano was trying to trick Ciampa, and then Ciampa got injured.
Gunther came out. I think he's going to SmackDown, and you won't like it, but I think he's going after and going to win, probably in Germany, the title off Cody. I think they put it on him there. Then New Day came out. This led to a match. New Day got the victory. Cool, but also the bigger story here isn't that. The bigger story is Ludwig Kaiser destroying Giovanni Vinci. I just hope that Vinci isn't lost in the shuffle. Hope that they do something with him. But yeah,
there's two taking points with this. First off is Gunther entering the King of the Ring. He is a safe bet he's my safe bet to win it. And then the situation is now with Imperium, there's a talk now that Ilya Dragunov will be joining Imperium when he gets called up in the draft. So that would be good fun. The thing with Giovanni is there's either two ways. Either he's going back to NXT or he's being cut.
No, he's way too talented for either. So
you have So it was another person, but he got them. We'll get to that later.
Name who? Who? None of them. Grimes. We'll get to the release. He's not talented. No. Giovanni Vinci would wrestle circles around him. Decent gimmick in NXT, but very short-lived.
It didn't really last long, and then Triple H called him up and reunited with Imperium, which was his best work, but now he's gone out. What do they do next?
I'm on about Cameron Grimes. His gimmick in NXT short-lived, but And it just shows that Triple H is this genius and he's got nothing for all this talent that's been released. Anyway, I'll keep Giovanni Vinci on Raw and him do something. And if the winner of the King of the Ring is going for after the title, it won't be Money in the Bank. Apparently that's going to be Solo. It won't be Clash of the Castle. So if they can't get The Rock, does Gunter win at SummerSlam? I'll have to wait and see, I suppose.
I don't think it'll be SummerSlam.
It's either SummerSlam or Clash. Not Clash. Bash at Berlin. Is that now? He's from Austria, so not from Germany, but whatever. WB don't care about that. Drew from Scotland, and he said, "Oh, he's from," and then he was getting the actor. God, when he was in Wales, he acted if it was CM Punk coming back to Chicago. But so to WWE, I think that they might now be more educated, but UK is just the same thing. Drew McIntyre came out. Sheamus did. Great back and forth. Drew, fantastic. And burger after burger after burger.
Burger after burger. Did you eat burger after burger after burger today?
So funny.
Oh. Did you eat burger after burger after burger today?
I couldn't keep up. If that was Sheamus, I'd be like just in tears of laughter. I don't know how they hold it, but I suppose they know what they're going to say. But still,
I can lose the weight, but you can't use stupidity.
That was good. So this led to Sheamus. Unfortunately, like I said, probably last week or the week before, Nakamura not getting the wins. He really is fairly wasted on the main roster, unfortunately. But this was good, and Sheamus knocked him off.
Both Sheamus and Drew are also in the King of the Ring.
Ooh, do you have Drew in it then?
Final, they always run great matches.
Do you have Drew? Oh God, Drew. Okay, Drew wins it, and that's how he gets his shot against Priest. Of losing ID, do something to keep him protected. You have Gunter win Money in the Bank, and he cashes in Berlin. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm going with Gunter. Drew doesn't really need the King of the Ring. They need it as Sheamus. I think it should go to Gunter.
Yeah, you could have Drew win, and that's how he gets his shot at Clash of the Castle. In tag team action, you saw. Before that, Chad Gable. Chad Gable came out. This is a good heel promo. Also, they're building slowly to Alpha Academy turning on him, so they're slowly building to that.
Well, more likely, I don't think they'll turn on him. I think they'll walk out on him and he'll go mad, and that's when you'll get the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile come in and attack them, and that will form the new Diamond Mine.
Something definitely needs to be done with all of those Creed brothers and.
Well, they are getting something, so just let Papa H cook. Let it build up. It will be done.
So the tag team match I was just going to talk about was Andrade and Ricochet on the winning end against Jenny McDonough and Santos Escobar. I like the push that Ricochet's getting. Cool, but the crowd was dead for this. It was
a good match though. I liked it, but yeah, the crowd felt dead. The crowd was dead compared to the last 2 weeks, but no, the match was. There was a bit of a botch at the end though. There's a little bit of a botch at the end, but you could also sense the dissension in the ranks of Judgment Day, particularly the anger towards JD McDonough. And then JD McDonough put up a little tweet saying that he may leave Judgment Day. So next week we're getting Jey Uso teaming Ricochet and Andrade to face McDonough, Priest, and Finn Balor returning from the UK tour. So this is probably either A, where we're seeing probably JD getting kicked out, So, and then you have what it should do a Priest then is like, do you have Priest and Balor get their rematch with Awesome Truth? Maybe it's Saudi Arabia, and that's when, if they lose, then you either have Balor turn on Priest.
Hell no. Hell no. The world champ. God, no. The world champion. I know Reigns, okay, went for the tag team title, but he was in the main event. But no, Priest feels. Now I like Priest, I really do. I think he's great, but he feels really mid-card anyway. So him going after the tag team titles, no, he's got a main event against somebody. Maybe they shot it and he faces Balor there. Who knows? See, I like Judgment Day, so they're going to split up, and it's like, oh god, another faction. Anyway, let's get to the Battle Royal for the vacant Women's World Heavyweight Championship. I was wanting and hoping for a certain Alexa Bliss to return, but also that's not continues to build to that. But coming out with a win, and your brand new Women's World Heavyweight Champion was Becky Hogan. Sorry, Becky Lynch. They're calling her Becky Hogan online.
I'm not a fan of the way. I'm not a fan of the way people are blasting Becky Lynch for this win.
Is that she said something backstage like Hogan used to do and said, I need to win, or something like that? Is that why they're saying it?
No, it's because this happened before. Do you remember back in we've talked about this back in February leading into Elimination Chamber, where everyone was hoping for Liv Morgan to win it, and then Becky Lynch got the match there, where everyone is thinking that she's overpushed. She is not overpushed. Like, she got the spot because Triple H can depend on her. She's rarely injured, and she just is the best worker there in that division. Like, with this match,
that's only because Charlotte's not there.
The problem is as well. There are three options going into this match.
Bianca Belair, I wrestle circles around Becky Lynch any day.
There were three worthy choices for that match. There was Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, and Nia Jax. The problem is a lot of the other women have not been built to be strong. There was the 2 points I'll take from the Battle Royal. One person that was built well in it was Piper Niven, because she tried to put Becky Lynch to the table. And it also did a bit of wonders for Maxine Dupree now, after all the criticism she's got. She got her moment against Candice and Indy. But I think the MVP coming out was Piper Niven. She got booked really strong. I think she'll be the first threat for it. I mean, she was wrestling Becky in Glasgow during the UK tour. So I could see Piper Niven being a favourite in the Queen of the Ring tournament.
That means nothing, that's because she's from the UK, or she's from Scotland, so hometown favourite.
But the main thing was everyone wanted Liv Morgan to win. The thing with Liv Morgan is it wouldn't have worked if she had won. You need someone to give that chase to, and Becky Lynch is the perfect person for it. So I'd say we'll get Becky versus Liv when we get to Saudi Arabia. So you need to let her have a chase. You need to let Becky Liv have someone to chase.
Unless to do that at Backlash, or you could do a triple threat: Becky, Nia, Liv at Backlash.
No, I don't think it'll be Nia. I'd say you'll have Liv have one match with Nia, because earlier on in the match they were both fighting with each other. They were both fighting with each other backstage. And
some of I thought this was just a match, but some of that did surprise me. The fans booed when Chelsea Green got eliminated.
Chelsea seems to be over. Like, I could see probably when it comes to the Queen of the Ring, either you put the two people that are in line probably to win. Three people that could be in line for Queen of the Ring or Money in the Bank would be Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, probably Tiffany Stratton.
What, for Money in the Bank?
For either Money in the Bank or Queen of the Ring.
No. If the winner's going on to get a title shot, and I'm sure that's what they got last time, didn't Zelina get a title shot?
No, she never did. She just won the tag titles with Carmella. That was totally booked, but that was just bad booking that night.
So if the winner's getting nothing, yeah, Tiffany could win it. If the winner's getting a title shot, who would I give it to? Personally, Shayna Baszler, but they're not going to do that.
Yeah, she'd be up there as well because of the name Queen of Spades. I think she's overdue a push, and she's always been one of Hunter's favorites.
And Becky is one of the good ones on the roster, but I know she's not there now, but Rhea Ripley, Becky, and then Bianca Belair, Charlotte, far better wrestlers.
Well, like Becky is always one you can call on, where they've had to call on someone when another person gets injured instead of putting on a fresh face. Like with John Cena in 2007, he got the shoulder injury. They're going to put it on Randy Orton, but then we got those back and forth match with Triple H, where Triple H wrestled Randy Orton and Umaga.
Yeah,
and
that was just chaotic.
2014, Daniel Bryan broke his neck during his title reign, had to forfeit. They could have put the belt on someone else like Roman, Cesaro, Bray Wyatt back then, but they gave it to John Cena so that he could drop to Brock Lesnar. Then also, other example, Seth Rollins getting injured in Dublin in 2015, had to forfeit the belt. They could have put it on Reigns straight away, or they could have put it on Dean Ambrose, but they went with Reigns, and then they had Sheamus cash in. Like, you have to, like, there seems to be always that situation. Like, NXT has had that problem as well. Karrion Kross got injured after he won the belt. They put it back on Finn Balor, and then he got it back then. Samoa Joe had a concussion. They could have put it on one of the NXT 2.0 talents, but they gave it to Tommaso Ciampa. And of course, AEW's had that problem as well. A few times Punk got injured, they put it on Jon Moxley.
Not injured, right? All of that was just.
But it also shows that Becky Lynch. One more thing, just to close up. Okay. One more thing to wrap it up. Just going back to the WWE. It just shows that like Becky Lynch is committed to the cause, because she was supposed to have time off after WrestleMania, but Hunter made the call. She came back. She's so committed. That's what they love about her.
Yeah. Now, was it that, or was it now Punk again? I'll shout them out as much as I can. PMP, Pancakes and Power Slams there. It's in the description. I wish them all the luck and growth in the world. But the host last night said it felt like Becky wanted to take time off, and he said, and WWE said, "Well, we were thinking about putting the title on you," but she went, "Oh, where is it? I'll be there."
Well, like, so there's really like she could have said that, but like there wasn't really anyone else they could have called back on, really. Like,
anyway,
so really take it.
Enough about irrelevant Becky Lynch, not your tribal chief. But I'll say for Raw, I thought Raw was I'll say a bronze plus. What's your rating?
I'll say a bit of a silver. Look, they had to work with what they got at the moment. They had to work with what they got. They were missing a few people because of certain people not there, particularly Seth Rollins. Most of the talent, like Finn Balor, and they were on the tour. Sammy was also featured as well. He didn't wrestle. There was no Sami Zayn wrestling because he got battered by Bronson Reed after last week. I think Sami Zayn should really be the top face on Raw when Seth Rollins is not here. So.
But again, you say your lack of no Rock, no Triple H, Rollins is a big story.
But you don't need really Triple H to appear every week. So,
but no Rock, Triple H, Reigns, Rollins is a big star in WWE. Rhea's a big star in WWE.
Yeah, you could say
completely lacking star quality.
You could say Rock. Okay, Rock, Rollins, Rhea. Yeah, should have been there. You don't need Triple H to appear every week. No Sami Zayn wrestling either, so that's a setback either. I think Sami Zayn should really be the top face.
Not a ratings puller. He is good, but not ratings puller. So before we head into NXT, 18 people watching, which I'm happy about. But get your comments in and like and subscribe. So finish up with NXT. It was spring breaking, night one, week one, call it what you like. Kicking off with fresh women's triple threat action that saw good match. Roxanne Perez retained to just for Tatum Paxley to get this title shot. Cool. Roxanne Perez retained against Tatum Paxley and Lyra Valkyria.
Right call. So it's looking like Roxanne Perez won't be drafted this Friday.
Unless she comes, yeah, maybe. Unless she goes back and forth and they do that. I don't know. Unless people are getting drafted and they're staying, they're coming from NXT and staying on the main roster and that's it, and they're not going back and forth like Dragon Lee does or did. In 6-man tag team action, the family got their win against No kind of Quarter Crew. I like that Luca Crucifino's getting a push. I think that's cool. Yeah.
There's talk that Don might get drafted.
Oh, way too soon, I think.
Yeah, but like he pinned Charlie Dempsey. So the match was good now. I think like he got the pin on Charlie Dempsey. So I think it's time for the Don to have his first titles. Let him be.
More fresh women's action saw quick match, but Fallon Henley unsuccessful, but with success, Jadea Parker.
I think Fallon Henley needs a heel turn now. She's lost a lot of the big matches. She needs a more heel turn now to help her a bit.
Ava in the ring. Natalia, well, the Vice came out, contract signing for the match next week, and I predicted it right. Shayna Baszler in Lola Vice's corner.
Like this segment. I'm liking where they're going with Lola Vice. I think this will get Lola Vice over as their NXT's next top star. I think she could be the one to dethrone Roxanne. I think she's going to be the one.
Yeah, she is good, and she gets heat. And
if Lyra doesn't get another rematch, if Lyra doesn't get the title back or she gets drafted, then I think it should be Lola Vice that dethrones Roxanne Perez.
I won't give it to Lyra, back to Lyra, I don't think. Or Conan is Cora Jade, maybe.
But Cora Jade's not going to be back for a while. I think Cora Jade needs to be heel.
Yeah, okay. But Lola Vice is heel. So Roxanne Perez.
Lola is kind of, but like I think Lola come about, and I think this NXT and the way she talked as well, like I liked her way she's like sketchy.
A lot of Wi-Fi interference here, but we'll just move on to the next match, which was a beach brawl match. Unfortunately, England's own Blair Davenport not having really much luck at all in NXT. But the person that pinned her was Sol Ruka.
Nichols has really done a great job doing more effort into call to get Sol Ruka over, like for a challenge. And Sol Ruka is
so 20 people now, which again for an episode of this fantastic. But comments, get them in. Get any questions in. Your predictions for Backlash. What show did you enjoy this week? Predictions for the draft. Jordan, if you've got any more questions, let me know. But let's move on here. Lucas Lexus King with his biggest win yet over Baron Corbin.
Corbin's drafted on. Corbin's going to get drafted dogs of Braun Breaker, which I think is the right thing to do.
And to end this week's last night's NXT, brand new NXT champion. Looks like Ilya Dragunov is going up to probably SmackDown, in joining Imperium. Probably joining Imperium, and Trick Williams took that title away from Ilya Dragunov. I will say that, going back to what I said before with the NXT 2.0, horrendous name, and the colour scheme that was made up like a kids' TV show, like he Carmelo Hayes and others, but were there. But Trick Williams seems to have really worked hard, and yeah, it's paid off. He's a new champion.
Great at the beginning, but like he just dedicated himself more, and he got better. Like.
So
they are all the top stars from that era of NXT, the NXT 2.0 era. It wasn't great, but they will be the ones they talk about.
Very, very, very short-lived and a Vince idea. Ugh. He didn't have the best ideas. Anyway.
It won the last bad decisions of the Vince era.
See, Vince is a genius. If it wasn't for Vince, I wouldn't be watching WWE, but he had a lot of bad decisions. Anyway. Rating, Silver, your rating for this week's NXT?
I'm going to say a gold. There was a good amount of fun matches on, especially for the women's division, and the main event was just on fire. Just had me really attached to it. I'm glad Trick Williams won. Like I'd say, you need to keep that on him now for the rest of the NXT year.
Yeah, I can't see anybody that could beat him.
At the moment, there's not a lot of threats at the moment heel-wise. I think probably it depends. Like because we have with the draft coming up, like there'll be some main roster guys moving back onto NXT. So let's just see where they go. Like because we have Karrion Kross back
two things. First of all,
We've Karrion Kross back, so he could be a threat.
So 2 things. So 21 people now, which is fantastic. But again, get your comments in. Second out of 2, and then we'll get to our here. So I'll place first.
To never miss a second, never miss an upload, never miss anything I do, and never miss when I go live doing watch parties and my brand new podcast live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. The Reigning Rock Podcast. Add me on Facebook, Ricky J. Pete. Whilst there, search on Facebook WWA World Wrestling Alliance. Follow me on X at Ricky Goldmans. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees and search Goldmans1 and head over to my YouTube channel. Search, like, and subscribe to the People's Wrestling Channel. That once again, the People's Wrestling Channel.
So yes, all my socials there, and you're taking a good look to take a screenshot or write them down, and you missed your chance. Anyway,
but you can also
so
rewind when this video goes
here
about YouTube,
is
so you haven't
always.
missed anything.
Say what?
I said
If people watching
just
live
scratch
and
it
missing.
again, and then you pause and right.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, here we go. Good idea. So to finish up each and every week is this. So news and headlines, quite a few bits to talk about. First, just let you know, we'll chat a little bit more about the new tag team titles on SmackDown. Very quickly, I'll say, I think they need some colour. What do you think?
No, I think the SmackDown ones are fine, really, the way they are. They're very old school, and I think that's one thing about this Triple H era. He's looking to make the titles a bit of an.
They do look better than what they were. They look like something you'd want to win rather than what they were.
No, just
Battleground is going to be at some. I don't watch UFC, so both are going to be at a UFC event,
WWE and UFC,
which is massive.
and it's up in Las Vegas.
Which is massive. You thought as soon as it announced a merger, something like this would eventually happen, but so they're doing the Battleground at a UFC venue. So yeah, that is just huge, massive for WWE. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I like this. I think it is a good deal for both WWE and UFC. Will we get UFC style fights in it? We'll just have to wait and see, or an actual UFC fight from 2 people there. Just don't make it like that Ronda Rousey Shayna Baszler match from SummerSlam.
Yeah, it wasn't brilliant, was it? And a massive win for Shayna, and then they just did nothing. Quickly, we'll go back to AEW. So, first of all, Will Ospreay. I don't know if you watched the media scrum. I didn't, but I caught this bit, and that was someone asked him about what Triple H said, and he said, "Well, I'm the best. God, Jesus Christ, the best wrestler in the world. I just proved it, and Triple H is below me. Basically, Triple H isn't below him at all in any shape or form. The whole entire roster in WWE is above Will Ospreay. Even Akira Tozawa was above Will Ospreay. Anyway, your thoughts on what he said?
I remember a couple of weeks ago he mentioned those. He took a kind of shot about Triple H and Stephanie at that interview on the Dynamite that had the reeling of the tape. No, he didn't do himself any favors there, and now he's kind of faced the wrath of a lot of the older talent, like people like The Undertaker, Kevin Nash, Booker T have kind of said he was in the wrong. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's from a generation that says if someone says something about you, you say something bad. I'm for that as well. If someone slag me, I'll slag you back. But Triple H is below him because at some point, once the day comes and he decides to go to WWE, but I'd say Triple H won't hold a grudge with him as well. Like I say, Triple H will smashes your throne, then Will Ospreay has a chance.
Well, yeah, I don't think Triple H is gonna be. Oh, you said you're above me. That's it. If he can make money, he's gonna sign him.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
like he's very like.
But one thing,
I want to see how he goes about bringing up Stephanie as well.
watching the again, I don't watch it, but the clips of it, watching the media scrum, you've got like Tony Khan. Tony Khan has to make everything about himself. He sat there while all these wrestlers make him look like an idiot. He's like,
Problem with WWE, he still lets WWE into his head, like he did it with Tony Storm, kind of Tony Storm, kind of a shot at Triple H and Cody Rhodes.
We'll get to that in a second. But yes, Triple H is on the WWE press conferences, but he's not sat there throughout, sat next to the wrestlers looking like an idiot. And he's very business. He comes out and talking about the business, not being a mark.
No, he's very professional on the press conference. You have to give Triple H that. He knows how to do it.
So talking about Tony Storm, why she even said this, I don't know. Someone that helped, and okay, I'm not a Cody fan, but he did help build AEW. And she read out a letter and said, the gist of it was, I don't know. I'm transcending the business, and then the end was, don't worry, Anthony. No matter how many matches I win, how many stories I finish, I'll never ask you to come to the ring and celebrate. And I was like, that was kind of out of nowhere for Tony Storm.
What was the point of her even saying? Because first off, at the end of the day, who had the bigger moment, Cody Rhodes or Tony Storm? Cody Rhodes did. Which was the bigger pay-per-view, WrestleMania.
Now, I will say that Tony Storm is smart because guess what? We're talking about it. And so are a lot of people. So she's smart for that.
Yeah.
But I don't get why she said it.
Like, she took shots at Triple H, and Triple H took every chance on her. Like, it wasn't her fault that she decided to leave. Like, that was... If Triple H had been in charge back then, yeah, she probably would have been pushed.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it wasn't. It was Vince. Vince just obviously didn't see anything in her.
I'd say, like, she'll be taking those shots, but at some point, she could come back to WWE at some point, and Triple H will take her in.
Who knows? So 2 final pieces of news. The first one is the wonderful, broken, yes, Matt Hardy back in TNA. I think this is cool. What do you think?
Well, I did look into it more. It's only on part of free agency. He's probably only there to put Moose over because he has been talking to William Rotunda about the upcoming Wyatt Tribute show, and he will sign with WWE once that goes ahead. So another thing with Matt Hardy is Jeff. Jeff Hardy's contract is due to expire at AEW in 2025, but they may cut him early because Matt Hardy is now gone. So whether you put Jeff Hardy with the Wyatt Tribute show of Willow, we'll just have to wait and see there.
That's 2 things. First of all, that says it all. The Hardy is probably the greatest tag team of all time. They've won every tag team title there is. If in the world of wrestling, winning titles actually means anything, they're the greatest. And Tony Khan couldn't find anything for them.
Probably the second biggest loss since after, probably on top 3. Could be probably top 4 losses with Punk, Cody, probably Regal. Would you put up there?
Maybe.
Punk, Cody, Regal, Hardy Boys, Jake Cargill.
Jake Cargill, maybe not. WWE have done Jay Cargill, WWE have done a great job of making it look like a star, but was she a loss for AEW? Not really. Andrade, good talent, and Regal, great mind. He didn't do much in the ring. And I think it is definitely the QR code for the people that aren't following it. There's a thing on YouTube saying 6 stars will align. So that's your way at 6, which will be Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, probably Matt Hardy, Rowan, Bliss, Braun, and
Alexa Bliss.
And who else? Well,
the 6th one. Your options could be either you could put in Jeff Hardy as Willow.
He wasn't in the white. He wasn't in the white at 6, so he had nothing to do with.
But he did have a connection. Do you remember in the Hardy compound match? Jeff Hardy appeared at the end.
Yeah, but that was like
water.
Yeah, but that was like a one and done.
Yeah, so either Jeff Hardy, maybe Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy kind of got a white vibe in his days.
Again,
Not connected. No, I think it's very hard to say. It's hard to say who else it could be. Like it's.
Joe Gacy would be cool, but yeah, we'll wait and see. So the final news here, of course,
Here's a thought. Here's an idea. Could you say JoJo?
If she's going to wrestle, yes, but if she's just there
it's
for
hard,
talk.
It's very hard to like. There's a lot of like people that could have played. Like, I could think of a few names. You could probably have either Jeff Hardy as Willow, Crazy Nikki Cross for Alexa.
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
Maybe Dexter Lumis if he's doing nothing because he's quite weird.
I think he goes back to NXT.
Or maybe Joe Gacy, or they cut him. Oh, the cuts. Yeah.
So let's quickly go through these. Now, I always say each and every time WWE release somebody, you could have done something with person A, person B. So Xia Li, she was good in NXT, and she didn't do much on the main roster. And I don't think WWE will want her. I think she played maybe goes to New Japan. Maybe. What do you think?
With Xia Li, like they could have done something like because she had the Guardian Protector character that they could have done something with. Unfortunately, then she went heel. She had a match with Becky Lynch. We thought she'd go over that, but Becky was the big. She disappeared for a good bit. She appeared in the Women's Royal Rumble. She was friends with Asuka and Io. Like they could have probably done something with her to add, but they didn't take a shot. She was probably one of the big losses there. I think she'll either go on the Indies or maybe go to TNA.
Definitely not a big loss. Xia Li isn't a big loss at all. Like I'm not gonna miss her. So,
with Vince, it was all about money. With all the that was more about money. With Triple H, is a case of if you're not doing anything.
And one I'm definitely not shocked at, and he did get many chances in WWE, he just couldn't get over. Von Wagner, he's probably doing nothing. I don't think AEW will want him, or TNA. He's just really bland, unfortunately.
Von Wagner, now there was a that had a look that Vince wanted. He was like he took Kyle O'Reilly at the time where he was shot. And then he was taken out of it, and then he feuded with Wagner. Then he lost. He left NXT to go to AEW. Wagner then, like he was kind of the kind of guy they probably used for. It didn't work out because he lost more of the feuds. Then they put him with Robert Stone. That didn't work whatsoever. It just didn't really work out for him. And now, like, so either he has to, with a guy like him, he just needs to go do his own thing there. And it's the same with another person, Zion Quinn. We thought he'd go. He was
We'll get into him in a second. Then I forgot about him. We'll get to him in a second. And with Von, they gave him so many things. They put the way he didn't reel in, and I didn't think they did, but they squashed his head with steps, and I don't know if those kids are Robert Stone's kids in real life, but regardless whether they are or not, they were supporting him. So it was like they gave Von so many things, it was just like none of it worked. So Zion Quinn, I forgot about him. See, he's got the look with the look of not a star,
he
but
didn't go really far. Like his last match was
definitely mid-card star, maybe, or could do something in the mid-card. TNA maybe for him.
I think he's going to AEW.
Really? Who cares? If he goes
his
to
last match was with Braun Breaker on SmackDown.
Was he like a 10-second match? If he goes, I hope he doesn't go to AEW and all the marks go, oh, Zion Quinn's here. I'm like, he's only Zion Quinn. Who cares? A man that got so many bloody promos every week because he was 6 months, and I think he's still coming. Jesus Christ, he's still on his way to WWE. Veer and Sanga, no shockery really. I'll say TNA for them.
Well, they seem to be very happy with the way the Indians have been used on.
Someone that posted a video yesterday crying. He should have expected this to come. They've done nothing with him at all on the main roster. Say, decent gimmick in NXT from a North American champion. Did he not win the $1 million title? I think. Cameron Grimes. Probably back to
LA
TNA.
Knight's now the bigger star.
No, he's not. Not at all.
He's bigger star than Cameron Grimes at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
By that, like he lost that feud. He lost that feud on NXT, and then LA Knight and became bigger star. Unfortunately, but Cameron Grimes, unfortunately, it was bad luck. Like he had a good gimmick that could have gotten over on the mid card scene on the main, and wins against Baron Corbin. We thought they would do a bit more for him. He was rarely appeared on TV. His last 2 appearances he was the 5th or 4th elimination in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal that Bronson Reed won. Then he lost to Braun Breaker on the SmackDown after WrestleMania. And he was on Speed for a bit. He was on WWE Speed for a bit. He was wrestling against Odyssey Jones, and he lost to that.
Well, I don't watch Speed, but he just spoiled the result there for me anyway.
But it doesn't matter because this was probably his last match. And then he when he did the crying promo, do you remember when Drake Maverick did his? The first time Drake Maverick did his, and that got him re-signed. Yeah. That for him there, but of course.
I can't see Grimes getting re-signed, and he's probably on his way back to TNA.
No, they won't re-sign now. But look, here's the thing: with Cameron Grimes is only 30 years old. He's still young. He still has time to make a comeback. I'm sure he'll work his way back. I'd say he will go back to TNA because that's where he kind of really made his mark. And plus, with Matt Hardy there, that will help out. Plus, he is still young. There's still time for a guy like him to come back. We have seen it before with guys that have come from ex-WWE guys that went to TNA and come back. We saw it with Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley won the title when he was 44.
And two things. First of all, speaking of age, Billy Gunn, 60. He's 60 and looks in phenomenal shape.
I know, it's crazy as well. And look what we've learned so far. We've seen where guys who are mid-card in WWE, who are mid-card in either WWE or somewhere else, and they've gone on to win bigger things. Like we saw with Cody. Cody was mid-card in WWE. He went around the world. He won and comes back and wins the WWE title. Another example recently has been Swerve. Swerve was a mid-card guy in WWE. He goes to AEW and he wins their big belt. So it is possible for a mid-card guy to get far. Like we see it with Drew and Bobby. Cameron Grimes could get there. All he needs is a change in character.
AEW belt far lower than the North American title because AEW is far lower than WWE. I met Cameron Grimes or Trevor Lee many years ago, way before WWE at PCW, Preston City Wrestling. I met him, was like, cool. I didn't know who he was, but there you go. And probably the most shocking here, no, it is and isn't a shock. Your former WWE champion, they tried to hinder him. How dare they? Jinder Mahal, great. I think you could be a good heel. Now, if Tony Khan signs him after burying him on Twitter, that would be super funny, but probably go to TNA with Indusher.
I could see they seem like a TNA. They seem like an act that would go to TNA. I think TNA would definitely suit them. I don't think a majority of these, apart from probably Zion Quinn, I don't see guys like this going to AEW or to New Japan. I think they're more suited for TNA and the independents. Maybe Indusher would suit New Japan if they kind of developed a bit more of a monster look and just shed away a bit of that Indian character. It could help them.
Xia Li will go back to New Japan or go to New Japan.
She could go wrestle in New Japan.
Yeah.
And she could wrestle and try like the world there besides AEW for WWE or TNA.
It would be super funny though if AEW got Jinder after Tony Khan burying him and then he signs him.
Oh yeah, that's that Rollins. Unless we're getting Hook versus Jinder. But we have to call him by his real name. Hang on. For a second, just before we go.
He doesn't have to go by his real name, he could by something else, but yeah.
Hang on, I'll just read this out. Hang on.
What's he called? What's his real name?
Daivari Indian, by the way, if anybody from India is watching. Yavari Singh Desi is all elite. What the
Just
impact zone?
Just imagine. And even a former WWE champion, US champion, was on Raw with The Rock. Tony Khan still won't know what to do with him.
That would probably be his last best moment for Jinder, with that moment with The Rock on New Year's Day.
What a moment to go out in, though. Can't get bigger than that unless he wins it. Unless he won the title unless he won the title at Mania or something. But then is that bigger than The Rock? Yeah, arguable. So yeah, that's it for this week. Obviously, join us again next week. Ian will be giving his Backlash predictions, and then on the following Sunday, and also on the following Sunday, Backlash watch along. 6 p.m. UK time it starts. That's a nice time for a pay-per-view to start, and it won't be 6 hours or 7 hours like Dynasty. And that's why people don't watch, because pay-per-views are too long in AEW. But so thank you to the 24 people. They're absolutely fantastic. But do
keep
make
us
sure
coming.
to
Grow us more. Let us grow more.
So I'll have a look live if I've got any. None of you people watching have subscribed, but so I'm just 5 away from 600, not 600, 306. 360. So get me to that. Get it shared live. 360, the next big number for me to get to. And I'll see you guys next week. And then on Saturday.
Next Saturday, you mean? May 4th.
Yeah. And that's it. So, again, 28 now. So 28 people. So people are getting it shared. So that's fantastic. But subscribe. That's the important thing. Because I do we do Sparkle quizzes, I do unboxings, watch-alongs, predictions, so yeah, this is the channel to be on. But let's finish up here.
Are we doing a Backlash quiz, by the way?
Good night. We could do Backlash and Saudi. We'll mix them because it's both Backlash and Saudi, isn't it?
No, it's
Prime
Backlash
Jewel
May
or
4th,
something.
Saudi May 25th.
So we'll mix them, do 2 Backlash ones and 2 Saudi ones.
All
right. But yes, so 29 now. So that, again, fantastic. But subscribe, continue to share, continue to help me out. Good night. I always remember to acknowledge and electrify.